It's a deep hole where I bleed. Oh, can I seal it? You're like an ocean without land, not a single grain of sand. I'm drifting on it. So cold yet warm, when you hold me, when you close. I know I'm a lost case, I'm a mess. But everything feels a little bit lighter with you. Something's letting me heal. You're making it brighter, right through the gray.
My ace boom boom, no flex, no. I won't gas you up like petrol, just trying to take you way up where the jets go. But you didn't notice that. Keep clocking all my hours, I told you that. Work now, play later, but you keep going off on me. Keep texting like it's all on me. Yeah, you're all in my head like you're my forever, not for right now. My day one, you hold me down. Hard cold like the wintertime. Fight for your love, can't slow me down. Don't go far, I take me and you over living large. Know I'll be there wherever you are, cause you shine bright like a shooting star.
Everything feels a little bit lighter with you. Something's letting me heal. You're making it brighter, right through the gray.
Hello. This your mic is not connected, Freddy. It's saying it's not connected. I can't unmute you. Let's get his microphone in. Well, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another Let's Talk About It. We've got a guest in, Freddie. Have we got your microphone still? No, I still can't unmute it. It's saying your microphone isn't connected. Just come back out and come back in again, Freddie, and I don't know why. I'll just remove Freddie for a minute. Anyway, we'll get him in. We're going to talk about, obviously, the game yesterday. I'm already looking in the chat here. Stephen Roberts, hi Stephen. Just saying to you, absolutely bored of people saying playoffs are over. Jesus, it's nowhere near over. So many games in hand. Yeah, a couple of bad games, but we go again Tuesday night. Stop with the negativity or go P&E. I'm kind of with you there. It's not over. I mean, we did. I remember Fleetwood last year got into the playoffs and they had a long run. Right, Freddie is back. I think. Let's see if I've got his microphone now. Hi, Freddie.
Hello.
Can we hear you? Yes, you're here. That's all right. That's great. I don't know what happened there, but we didn't have your microphone, but we got it now. This is Freddy Abraham. You can see him at Abraham Frederick.
Hello. Good afternoon.
He's a Blackpool fan. I have been asking for a while now for fans to come into this stream. I actually would like 4 of us in the end. So if anybody wants to, volunteer to, to be on this show, that would be great. But we're going to talk about the game yesterday. How are you, Freddie? Have you calmed down since yesterday?
I don't know. It took a lot. Yeah, just it's very frustrating yesterday.
It was. I just read out before you can't. Just while you're off, I'll just read it out to you again. Stephen Roberts says, "I'm absolutely bored of people saying playoffs are over. Jesus, it's nowhere near over. So many games in hand. A couple of bad games, but we go again Tuesday night. Stop with the negativity or go P&E." What do you think about that, Frederick? Are you in agreement with that? Too much negativity?
It's a very fair comment, to be fair. Yeah, there does tend to be a lot of negativity, especially after a result that doesn't go in our favour. I think, obviously, being a fan myself and other fans as well, they need to look at the bigger picture and look at how far we've actually come.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, okay, we all want to aspire and get into the playoffs. Fantastic for the club, but then if we don't do it this season, then we can always focus for next season. And the next season is we'll have the fans back as well. So, well, hopefully.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, we all know, as Blackpool fans, what a difference our home crowd can make. How loud, how vocal we are, how we can cheer them on. They haven't got that at home, have they? They haven't got us cheering them on. And I wish there was us there, to be honest, because I think if we'd have been there yesterday, I think we could have cheered them on to a win. I was talking to you before before we came on air, and we're talking about the fact that the last 2 away games, and you feel the same as me, that we're kind of playing a little bit better away from home. But these 2 performances, we haven't been the same Blackpool team that went to Pompey and went to Charlton and was so in the face. We've had the tables turned on us by Crewe and by AFC Wimbledon, where they've really bossed the game for the first 20 minutes. I thought Crewe did, and I thought AFC Wimbledon did as well. And they scored a goal, and Maxwell pulled off a wonder save as well, didn't he, really, with his foot?
Yeah.
We could have gone one down quite easy. The offside decision looked very tight to me. I don't know. Obviously, you can't tell and I follow, but we were under pressure for that first 20 minutes. And why is that?
It's the same against the game of the Crewe game and the game against Wimbledon yesterday. Very similar to the way that the opposition started. It's obviously like the manager at Wimbledon watched the way that Crewe started and got us at us straight away, and obviously follow the same principle. And I don't know if it's we're not ready, but we need to be playing straight from the off and getting into their faces and just doing what Blackpool do and being
dominating the game, isn't it?
Every game, yeah, definitely, yeah,
dominating the game from the get go, which we saw at Portsmouth. And we saw at Charlton, didn't we? I mean, Charlton, we never gave them an inch in that first half. They literally, Charlton were pen back. We took them to pieces, but we didn't play that way, did we? And I don't understand why that is. Stephen Roberts is saying, let's have a look at the comments. Stephen Roberts says, we will go up. It's just a matter of time. It's in our hands. Still, if not this season, then it'll be next, which is basically agreeing with you. This time next year, we'll be championship, as Del Boy would say. It is in our hands. It is in our hands, but we've got a lot of games to go through, haven't we? It definitely is in our hands to get into the playoffs. It's just whether we can. If we play like we did on Saturday,
100%.
I don't think we will, to be honest. I think if we play with that intensity and we play that negative for the last 10 minutes, we're really setting ourselves up not to win. And we've got a few good games coming up as well. We've got obviously Sunderland at home and away. They're going to be tough. Yeah. Fleetwood seem to be getting their act together for someone, God no reason. You just have that feeling that bloody Grayson will come back and do something ridiculous. If Grayson comes back and brings Fleetwood here to beat us, honestly, I'll kick the cat. I haven't got a cat, but I'll definitely kick it. I'll definitely kick it.
A lot of fans. I've heard yourself say as well that we've got a game in hand, but if you look at the games in hand, they're not exactly easy games. I mean, we've got Sunderland. We've got Peterborough, and we've also got Burton now. I mean, under these new, Burton have made a lot of new signings, and to be fair, they picked up some very, very good results recently. So I don't see the 3 games, being easy games, and they are going to be difficult to win. So if we can actually focus on the games that we're playing at the minute, and focus on the points that we've accumulated, and then when we do come to play these games in hands, hopefully we do get a win. But if we don't, then it is in our hands. I mean, it's definitely in our hands. Focus on the game.
Last week I looked at the fixtures coming up, when I did my last show, and for me, I thought these were 2 games that I wanted us to win. Really, I wanted these 6 points because there are some tough games coming up. I've actually got Peterborough Army in here. Hi, Peterborough Army. So Lee, we lost yesterday, and we got Hull on Tuesday, first versus second, but it's at Peterborough. That's gonna be a tough game, but we've got Peterborough to play as well, and they're a good side. And that was, when I was looking through, you may be hoping that if we did lose against Peterborough, that we'd have picked up the 6 points. And it's just you've got to pick up these points, haven't you? Against, I know, we shouldn't say clubs like AFC Wimbledon because they're battling for their lives. They're coming to Bluefield Road. They're trying their best to get some points because obviously they're, inferior relegation. And these are hard games to play, but these are the games you've got to win. And we should have won yesterday. We're 1-0 up. We'd done the hard work. We'd had like 20 minutes of pressure, and we'd stood it. And to be honest, I thought for the last 20 minutes of the first half, Blackpool got back on top of the game. I thought for the first 20 minutes, they were a bit all over us, but then I thought we had some really good chances. I'm going to talk about it. I'll talk about the penalty. And just before we talk about it, I'm just going to put a picture of it up. Let's see. I've taken a picture off the internet, so we will go, but the picture will come on. So this is the penalty. This is the moment where they took us down in the box. So put it up on screen there. Now, I know you can't see us now, but looking at that, from me, it's very much right on the line. His body's inside the box when he goes down. To me, I thought it at the time, and I still think that was a penalty.
Yeah, that's a penalty for me all day long. All day long. Even if it's on the line, it's a penalty.
It's just, but he's on the line, but he's in the box, isn't he? What I mean? His whole body goes down in the box. He doesn't. It's just so harsh that he gave that on the line. I think if he gives that, would have gone out worthy winners. Jane said in her blog that Jerry Yates could have got sent off. So did those 2 things even themselves out? Should Jerry Yates have got sent off for that? I know the guy went down a bit easy, but you can't put your hands up like that and push somebody over just under the sort of neckline. He really went high on him, didn't he? And I've seen players get sent off for that. It was a push, wasn't it?
Pushed him in the face. Yeah.
It wasn't quite in the face, but it was near. But that could have definitely been a sending off then. Right, here we go. Stephen Woolley says, Stephen Woolley, hello, Stephen. He says, I told you, Lee, if Blackpool did not come out of the traps and scored in the first 15 minutes, we would struggle. Well, I kind of agree with you, Stephen, on that. We did struggle, but after 20 minutes, I thought we got into the game and we got ourselves in front. We got our noses in front, didn't we? We scored a great goal, really. It was a good shot that Sims managed to just kind of, push in the other way as it was going through. So he had a little touch on it, but we withstood all that play. We withstood the pressure. And at that time when we scored the goal, you could only see one winner. I could only see one winner. I couldn't see them getting back into it, if I'm being honest. I thought they'd be deflated. But for some reason, they chucked on. Well, as you kind of expected, I think they had 4 forwards. He put a lot of forwards on, didn't he, and just went for it. But Critchley counteracted that by going really, really defensive. And we just seem to get sucked in deeper and deeper and deeper. And I don't think it's the start that cost us. I think it's the end that cost us, really.
Yeah, I mean, usually when obviously when you score as a team, you gain confidence, don't you? And obviously Wimbledon being in and around the relegation zone, you think that they would lose the confidence, and we could go to another 2, possibly 3. But then obviously with the substitutions that Critchley's made, we've kind of gone away from being more offensive to more defensive, and as a result, the Wimbledon have been able to get more higher up the pitch and come at us, and obviously they've got the equaliser.
Yeah, they have, and the other thing about those substitutions, and he's done this a few times now. He seems to be making a habit of this, Critchley, and I don't like it. He takes off the goal scorer.
Yeah.
Why? Sims has just got a goal. Fortuitous maybe. He just managed to get a little touch on it, but he scored a goal. He takes him off. Why would you take him off when he's just scored a goal? You keep him on, wouldn't you? I mean, he's buzzing, isn't he? Chance of him getting another one, but he did it with Yates the other week where he had 2 and he took him off. I know he was on a booking, wasn't he? But he took him off. He was on a booking this week, but he didn't take him off. Did he?
Crazy.
Didn't take Yates off.
Yeah, there's a lot of talk at the minute. I read another view from the Tower, and there's a lot of talk on there about Critchley making the substitutions at the wrong times. Against the Crew, when he took Ellis off, and they were able then to come at us, and we lost the momentum going forward, and it's his inexperience of doing these substitutions at the wrong time, that's not benefiting us at all, and maybe he needs to analyze his game and what he's doing wrong, and then obviously learn from it, and then make a difference for the games, hopefully that we can win.
There was a lot of talk early on in the season, wasn't there, when we were losing games and people were blaming his substitutions and crazy substitutions. I think he brought 5 on, didn't he, on one game, and they were just really odd substitutions, and he seemed to have started getting cleverer with his substitutions, a bit more worldly wise with his substitutions, and I was starting to have a little bit of faith in the substitutions, but those substitutions, well, in both of these last 2 games have been, as you say, worrying. We just hope he learns from it. I mean, I know in our stream people were saying, Critch should go, Critch out, and all this sort of stuff. I'm not of that camp at all. I think he's going to be a great manager, and I think he is learning his trade, and he does analyze, the game quite well, and he does look at it and review it and everything else, and maybe he just ought to have a look at his substitution. So Critch, if you're watching this stream, then please just be careful with your substitutions. That's all I want to say. Right, let's just go through the comments. The Milky Bar Kid says, do you like football because other people like it and it's popular, or do you like it because you play yourself and enjoy it? I like it because I'm British and it's what we do, innit? My dad took me to football, and that's it, innit? It's ingrained. You play at school, football is just inbuilt into. How about you?
I'm awful. I'm awful at playing football.
Yes, I'm not much better.
It's the culture, the English culture of football. I remember when I was a young child going to one of the games with my uncle Kenneth, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. And then I started getting a season ticket and going to game after game after game. And now I'm an advocate. I absolutely love it. Every single day I'm getting up in the morning. Oh, what's new with the Blackpool Football Club?
That's right. It gets completely in your blood. I mean, and my dad's not here anymore, but I went to football, with my dad the whole journey. We did it together. It was like a father and son thing. And we used to talk about, when I used to live with my dad, we used to talk about football every day. It'd be, talking about the game before the game was coming up, talking about the game after it finished, looking at teletext, looking at Gazette articles, ringing me up if we were signing anybody, all the stuff, it was in the Gazette every night on the Blackpool. There was obviously a feature on Blackpool every night. So we talked about football all the time, and that's it really. It's just, in the end, you're just sort of addicted to it, aren't you? And it's that, for me, when I go to watch a football match, it's that adrenaline rush of scoring an amazing goal, or a goal that wins a game, or a late goal, or just some beautiful bit of play. It could be a Cruyff turn or some sort of wonder thing down the line, like Tommins. You remember when Tommins clipped that ball over his head and ran down? It was, I don't know if you remember that. It was
Yeah.
It's kind of, I think Holloway was still here then, and he kind of picked the ball up on the byline and just kind of flicked it over his head. It was amazing bit of, and that sort of thing just brings you back, doesn't it, and gets everybody up out of the seats. And I love going crazy when
Nuttall's goal against Ipswich last season.
Mental.
92nd minute something.
It's just crackers.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
The place just went wild, didn't it? You know what I mean? And that's what it is. You go for that. I think it's that adrenaline rush you get from goals, as being a supporter, and also that whole, going up thing as well, as a town and together. It's just marvelous.
Yeah, right. It's like when we got to Wembley. It's like when we got to Wembley. Goes to town, don't you? And then
everybody goes. It's incredible, and it does lift the town. And also, because we are a holiday town and we rely on people coming to the town, then obviously the higher up we get in the football pyramid, the more fans come and the more Blackpool businesses benefit and hotels benefit and all the rest of it. So it's really important, the money, and Blackpool can make more money out of football than, I've said it before, than like Burnley can, because Burnley don't have the hotel beds. They don't have the accommodation to keep people in Burnley. You'll just go to Burnley, maybe get a pie and go home. But people come to Blackpool, they come for the weekend, they do the pleasure beats, they do the shows, they can bring their wives, they can go out on a night out, they can go to the movies with the kids, or they can go take a show, or, there's everything, go to the sandcastle. It's just not, it's a place where we make money off fans going to the game. Anyway,
that year that year was in the Premier League. The businesses were thriving.
They were.
Yeah, the pubs that aren't here anymore, they're absolutely thriving.
Well, we watched a few away games in the Burlington pub, or the Burlington on Lytham Road. There was like 3 floors, all with big screens in, and you couldn't get in. And there was one time just early on when the weather was really nice, they had a big bouncy castle out on the car park. They had an outdoor screen as well, and there was just, I don't know how many people were in that pub. Probably, I don't know, 300-400 maybe. And you go past there on a Saturday afternoon now, and there's one man and his dog. You know what I mean? So how much did they lose? The Highfield Social Club, which is down the road from us as well. We watched the West Brom game in there, and it was just packed. It was even the snooker room, big screens up. Everybody was going mad for it.
Yeah.
So that's the beauty of it. Ian Drinnan says we're missing Medine to hold the ball up and take the pressure off us. But he thought Tursun was fab. What's your thoughts on
that? We spoke about it before we came on the show, and you said that, and I completely agreed with you, that Medine has the strength to be able to hold the ball up and bring others into play. I think that's one of the reasons why Yates plays so well when they're playing together. What we find with Ellis Sims at the minute, he's raw. He's got bags of potential, but he's not able to hold the ball in the same way that Sims can, that Medine can.
Yeah, I think he gets bullied, doesn't he? He gets that, not bullied, but he can't take the knocks like Medine does, because when you're up there, it's all elbows in it and pushing, and they're shoving you and everything, and the ball bounces off Sims quite a lot, because I think he is getting little nudges and stuff, and he just can't quite get hold of the ball. Whereas Medine, he's either very clever because he goes down sometimes, doesn't he? He does go down and gets to, he wins the foul. Medine's very good at winning a foul. If they are backing into him or pushing him or shoving him or kicking it from behind, he goes down. But if he stays up, he can kind of take that pressure from the defender and still hold the ball, and it doesn't bounce off him, does it? Whereas Sims, it is bouncing off, and I'm with you, and I'm with Ian on that. Yeah, we are totally agreed, Ian. We are missing Medine, and hopefully he'll be back soon. There was a video, I don't know if you watched. Go on.
To be fair, it's probably Ellis's inexperience. I mean, he's come to Blackpool, he's learning league football, men's football for the first time, where Medine's more of a seasoned pro. He's been there, done it, and he knows what to expect. Yeah,
absolutely. In fact, if I was Ellis Sims, I'd be at that training ground picking Medine's brains all the time.
Yeah.
And I'd have, if I was Ellis Sims, I'd be saying to the centre arse when we're playing, give me digs and pushes and everything else, and let me get used to this sort of play all the time. I want you to be fouling me, really, and also learn off Medine how to go down when you are foul, so you win more free kicks. Because
Sims is a big lad.
He is a big lad. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he is. He is. He's quite a big lad, isn't he?
Yeah.
Peter Barami reckons we'll beat them when they come here. They were awful. They're awful away. Well, hopefully. Right. Stephen Roberts says, if there's one thing I've learned from watching BFC since 1978 is Blackpool never do anything the easy way. We like a challenge for some reason. I think you could probably, I would imagine that any football fan of any club would say the same thing, that we do it the hard way. It's always difficult because that's just our football, isn't it? There's not many teams that go through a season and, win every game or nothing goes wrong or they go through a bad patch. And I think all teams, whoever you watch will stumble and stutter and do it the hard way. And we're all sort of all the clubs in our division are all shopping for the same kind of players, aren't they? We're all trying to pick up League One and League Two players and, kids that, people that are out of contract and all this, and all these players, they're not in the Premier League because there'll be some tiny flaw in something in them, isn't there, that makes them not the world-class player that they maybe had the potential to go on to. So players sometimes, at this level, they're good, but they're not top of the tree, are they? But they're good.
I'm going to use an example, actually. I think Hamilton, CJ Hamilton is a fantastic player and his pace is brilliant.
It is.
But the reason I feel that he's not a Premier League player is because he needs to work and develop on his end product.
Yes.
I feel that if he had a fantastic end product, he would be a Premier League player.
Yes, he would. Yes, he would. And hopefully this is where I think Critchley should, with his coaching skills, should be able to coach him. He has, well, he was looking actually really, before he got the injury, I thought he was really, his end product was really coming on. And I just don't think he's back 100% yet. I don't know about you, but I don't think he's firing on all four cylinders.
Yeah, yet. I mean, he's a fantastic football player. But what I would have liked to see, from my perspective, is him coming off the bench and playing at half an hour, 20 minutes towards the end, just for a few games, get back up to speed, and then.
Yeah, did you think that was a bad move to bring him on from the start?
I don't know if it's a bad move as such. Obviously, Critchley's got his game plan, but from my perspective, and probably from a fan's perspective, I feel that maybe like bringing him on with his pace 20, 30 minutes to go would have been, more devastating than what he was able to offer during that game.
It didn't work. I think probably Critchley's plan, and I don't know whether I'm second guessing him here, but I reckon he just thought, I'm going to bring Hamilton on and try and stretch his legs. So if I can give him like an hour rather than 20 minutes, it's going to get him more match fit. And I think he also probably just as we did, everybody was saying that the Wimbledon defense is really dodgy. The guy I spoke to in the interview, before we came on, and also the fan I had on, both were saying the same things, that, their defense is really dodgy and leak a lot of goals. But for some unknown reason, they weren't. Yesterday they weren't dodgy, were they? Their defense was really resolute and they were getting blocks in and headers away, and they didn't make it easy. And I think Critch may have thought, go at him with Mitchell, Yates, Sims and Hamilton, and we'll get a few goals up in the first half, and then I can maybe bring him off at half time. But it didn't work out that way, did it? Because the through balls that they were putting through were very poor in that. Well, in the first 25 minutes they were. In the second half of the first half, from about 25 minutes on, I thought Blackpool got on top. But for that first 25 minutes, where you really had Hamilton, you wanted to see what he was doing, he hardly got a good ball put through to him, which was a shame. But yeah,
true. I think Wimbledon's defence did well. I mean, if you look at is it Mitchell tried to do the chip and he got cleared on the line.
Yes,
that's fantastic defending from Wimbledon.
It was, and also there was a couple of key moments, wasn't there? Their keeper made a really good save. Was it from who was it from? Was it from Sims? He's low down.
Sims,
it's from Sims, and it was a great save. It really was. And also, looking back at that first half, there was was it the chip from Mitchell that went over the keeper and it beat him all ends up? And that defender somehow, with his facing the south stand, managed to get his boot on it and hook it back off the line. It was an unbelievable clearance off the line. I've watched it again this morning. I still can't believe he got to that ball because it was going in. It was in all the way. If he hadn't just hooked it back off the line. So, and this is a team that can't defend. When have they done that? Any other? This is if everybody comes to Blackpool and plays the best game ever when they come and play us, isn't it?
Yeah, I saw when our keeper was. Our keeper was Sam Walker, the lad that we had on loan.
Yeah. It was from Reading.
When Maxwell was out with COVID, I thought that he was going to have a good game. Yeah, I thought that he was going to have a good game. Obviously, he's got something to prove.
I thought he was a great keeper. I thought he was a great keeper, but when he was with us, he parried the ball back into play and people scored against us. He did it a few times, didn't he? He got to the ball, but instead of shoving it around the post, he's like shoved it back out into play and people scored against us. Where he didn't do that. He didn't do that for them, did he? I was hoping he was going to do that. Ryan Dunbar says, hi guys, I know it's a Blackpool video, but of course you were. Nice to see you, Ryan. Doesn't matter, you are Blackpool and Rangers, so you're always welcome on these. Steve Hutchins says that Jerry was silly in how he reacted and deserved a booking. Did he deserve more? Could he have gone? Would it have been harsh?
Yeah, I do think he could have gone, but he was fortunate to get a yellow.
I think he was, yeah. I thought he was I thought he was fortunate too. Stuart Strachan, here we go. Well, there's a good one for you, actually. What do you think the Manchester derby will end up? Go on then, because you're watching it later, aren't you? I think you're going to be watching it.
I am, yes. Stuart's actually a very good friend of mine. 4-0 Man City.
Peaceful. Okay, that's a big bold prediction there. Peter Barham is going great. Well, he's going for 3-1 City, so not bad. All right. Mark Porter's here. Hello, Mark. Mark says, I think the last two games conceding late on has highlighted for me how important Big Marv is at the back. We look more solid in defence when he's in the team. Hope he's back for Fleetwood and Akia. I thought he was out for the season. Is he not out for the season?
Yeah.
Have you heard anything?
It's hamstring, isn't it? Yeah, I think it's his hamstrings. It's going to be out for a bit longer than that. I know this is going to split a lot of opinions, but for me, Thornley, he just doesn't do it. I don't rate him at all. I think he just gets caught out of position far too many times, and I feel that as soon as we can get maybe Gretson back, I know Ballard's got a couple of internationals coming up with Northern Ireland, but I think that when Gretson and Ballard's playing at the back, we're going to be a lot more defensively sound, a lot stronger.
Right. Yeah, I think you pointed out, didn't you, that did the goal come from him? Would you say you watched it back, haven't you? What's your opinion on?
Yeah, it'll happen very quickly. But if you look at the replay, which I did before, Thornley's given their striker a lot of space to get his goal, to get his strike off and his goal. If he would have reacted more quickly, then he could have possibly closed the striker down and made a tackle. But
It was all very unfortunate, though. I did say this to you before. I don't know if people watching it remember, but for some just unlucky reason, Maxwell took a goal kick and he just shanked it completely left and put it out actually in our own half, which gave them, Peterborough, a throw in our half, where if he'd have hit it long and got it down in that corner, none of this would have actually happened. It was just unfortunate that one mistake, and it was the only kick. In fact, I don't think I've seen Maxwell shank a goal kick like that all season, but he just happens to shank it at the wrong moment, which they take a throw in and score basically from it. And it was just unfortunate. And I was actually talking with you earlier on about the game management that we had. Really good when Medine was in, and we were, we won a couple of games where we just saw out the last 5 minutes, took it down in the corner, messed about. They couldn't get the ball off Medine. We kept getting throw-ins and all that. We didn't do any of that yesterday, did we? We didn't get the ball down their end. We were kind of panicking, clearing it. Every header was going to AFC Wimbledon player. Every pass was going to. They were closing us down. We didn't seem to have any space to wrestle it away and get it away. And I think we did have one chance to get away. I think Kai was running and we kind of hit it too long, went through to the goalkeeper, if you remember. What do you think about the game management there at the end?
Yeah, I completely agree with you. There's been times where Medin's been on and played it in the corner, like you say, and
Yeah,
it's ran out the clock. And I think
yeah.
yesterday, I mean Maxwell for me is fantastic. He's a
Oh,
brilliant
he is.
goalkeeper.
Yeah, totally is.
Um, and I think it's just a mistake from what he's done. Obviously, he's not meant to do that. It's happened, but yeah, we need to start learning how to handle the games better and how to see the games out, keep hold of that ball in the last few minutes of the game.
Yep. Yeah, totally agree. I think it's what let us down yesterday. Steve Hutchins
Yeah.
saying to say Critch out is ridiculous on our overall recent form. Well, it is. We're the form team in the. Well, we're up near the top of the form table, aren't we? I don't know where we are now because we just had 2 draws, but we were at one time actually top of the league, weren't we, before these 2 draws? So it's not like we've been playing bad under
Yeah.
Critch, is it really?
If you watch how we started playing at the beginning of the season when we was a new team, to now, we've come on leaps and bounds. Yeah, there's still mistakes that need to be ironed out, but it is ridiculous to say, Critch out. I actually
Yeah.
put a post on another view from the tower, asking because the reason for it, I saw different fans saying, "Oh, Critch needs to go." It's, he's not doing anything. So I actually put a post on AVFWT, and what I got from the feedback that I got from fans is that it's stupid to call for Critch. He's a really really good manager.
Yeah.
But I think fans may be too quick as well. Obviously, when results don't go our way like yesterday, a lot of fans saying, "Oh no, Critch needs to go." But if you look at the bigger picture, he doesn't need to. He doesn't deserve to go at all. I think he's a great manager.
I'm with you on that. Totally with you. Brian Murray, here we are. What do you think of this, Freddie? He says, I'll tell you what I get frustrated with is when we get in a good scoring position, we don't shoot more. We seem to overcomplicate it in and around the box. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. There's a lot of stray passes as well. The lead up to shots, and it's like we're not. I don't know. It might seem that we're not confident taking a shot. What I've noticed as well is a lot of the shots we're taking, a lot of them they're not on target. And I think that's maybe one of the areas that we need to improve on to go forward as a team.
Okay. All right. We agree with you, Brian. I agree with you too. We don't get enough shots off, and it just shows you when you do shoot that you can get deflections and all sorts of things. And that's what happened with us, didn't it? They had a go, and it, but for a very unlucky and a wicked. I mean, it was a wicked deflection. You can't say it wasn't because it just came off Kenny Dougal, didn't it, off his heel, and it just went completely looped in the other side of the net, right in the top corner. It was an incredible deflected goal, but it's similar in a way to the one at Brighton, wasn't it? Where they got a massive deflected goal as well. It's just, well, that's what happens when you have a shot, isn't it? Those things can happen.
Yeah,
but we also seem to. When we do take a shot, it's always blocked, isn't it? They're always, for some reason, every team seems to be able to block us all the time. There was so many blocks came in yesterday. I was amazed at how well they defended.
I think we need to maybe it might need to be a little bit more clever when it comes to taking our shots.
Yeah,
but I know Jerry Yates takes a lot of shots. He doesn't beat his first man. Rebounds.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, so I just think we need to be more. Yeah, and I think we need to be a little bit more clever.
Yeah. I just think it's just maybe panicking a bit with it when they're taking the shot instead of just relaxing and, taking the shot, especially when you're trying to get through people. It's all right when you've got a clear shot on goal, but when there's a defender in the way, you've got to make sure you don't just hit it straight at him, haven't you? It's just, it's poor.
Yeah.
Forever Football DRFC. Hi, Aaron is here. He's a Doncaster Rovers fan saying, hi guys, wonderful stream. Happy about my team's result yesterday too. It's quite amazing, isn't it, Doncaster? You thought they'd lose their manager and they'd be, struggling, but they've gone, they've won 2 on the bounce since he's gone. So I suppose Doncaster Rovers fans are quite happy he's gone, are they? I don't know. Maybe I'll have to let us know.
Excellent manager, Darren Moore. I thought they would have struggled in all honesty because the last few games that Doncaster had, if memory serves me right, they wasn't playing too clever. They wasn't getting the results. But ever since Darren Moore's left, they've picked up a couple of wins now.
Yeah, they have. So maybe, who knows? Maybe it was time for him to go, and maybe it's not going to be so bad for Doncaster because I think they're a dark horse, Doncaster, for promotion. I still think they are. Stephen Woolley asks us, do you think we should change the formation for the Milton Keynes Dons game? What do you think, Freddie?
As opposed to the game at Wimbledon.
Yeah,
let's play 4-4-2. It's what it works for us. We tried to play the 4-3-3. It doesn't work, and a lot of fans get the back. But let's stick to what we're good at. 4-4-2 for me.
I thought we were playing 4-4-2 yesterday. Were we not 4-4-2? Because we had Mitchell on the left, didn't we? CJ on the right, 2 in the middle with Virtue and Stewart, and we had Sims and Yates up front. So Stephen, if you just quantify whether you mean we should change from that 4-4-2 to something else or stick, because I would stick with the 4-4-2. I always think we look better 4-4-2, but it didn't work yesterday for the first 20 minutes, did it? I don't know why. Giles Morgan.
I think when Yates tries to play up on his own, it doesn't work. You need somebody alongside him to get the best out of him.
Yeah. Giles Morgan says, bring Medine and Gretson for the big match Saturday. Blackpool versus Fleetwood is a must win. Can't agree with you more, really. It's just whether they're fit enough, isn't it? Are they fit to come back on? Are they both fit? I know I watched the video. There's, they have these in-training videos, don't they, that they keep putting out. And Medine was there training, and so was Gretson. They were both doing running and stuff. So they must be getting closer, but are they actually match fit? That's the thing, isn't it?
What I noticed from that them videos is Gretson was actually training with the squad. Medine was doing a bit of running on his own. So Gretson a bit further along than Medine?
Yeah. Yeah, you could be right. Yeah, you could well be right. Stephen Roberts is saying it was great to see CJ back, but I agree he would have been more use. I think he means useful, not useless. Useful after 60 minutes with his pace. Got to say also, we should have known Sam Walker is a decent keeper. Yes, well, we should, shouldn't we? Because he was brilliant for Reading. He was really good for Reading. Do you remember that game when they played here at Bluefield Road when Charlie Adam came in? He was man at match for me. He pulls off some wonder saves down there because I was in the north stand right front.
Yeah, he's a good goalkeeper.
Yeah, I think so. He's big as well, isn't he? Really big. Ian Barron says hi to you. You go what? Sorry, Freddie.
So there's a lot of respect for him as well. Obviously, when he came to us on loan, I think was his girlfriend pregnant, expecting a kid. So to come to us and help us out at the time we needed. Big respect to him. He's a good goalkeeper.
I think so too. I think he's a great goalie. I thought he was pretty decent for us, and he pulled off some great penalty saves, didn't he? As well, while he was he was pretty good. He was a bit unlucky with the rebound, but Stephen Roberts says that the Manchester derby is being overhyped by Sky, and he's going for a 0-0 bore draw. So, blooming heck, do you agree with this? Moritz Reichler says Maxwell should lose his spot. I don't know about that. Do you?
No.
He didn't do much wrong, did he? Just that one kick that, he had no chance with the goal because it deflected completely the other way to the way it was going. And he pulled off a wonder save in the first half, didn't he, with his foot, which was kept us in the game. I thought it was a brilliant save, reaction save.
Maxwell for me has been brilliant this season. Yeah, 1 or 2 times where he could have done better, but he's a good goalkeeper. He's trusted as well. So
I think he's one of the best in the division, if I'm being honest. Jason Kinsella is here. Hello, Jason. Where was Ward yesterday? Is he injured? Well, I don't think he's injured. I just thought he was. Oh, he wasn't on the bench though, was he? Was he on the bench, Wardy? So I like him.
No, he wasn't on the bench. No.
I think he's a good player. I think we look better when he's in, actually. But if CJ's back, maybe
it's part of the rotation. I mean, what if I know? Critchley does he drops players to rest them and then brings them back in the next game. So I expect to see him at least on the bench on Tuesday.
Okay. Let's move down the comments a little bit. Let's see what's Mike Fox is here. So it's a big game on Tuesday. Well, I think we're agreed on that, aren't we, Freddie? It is a big game. We've got to win it, really, haven't we? Do you think? Think it's a must-win, get ourselves back on track?
It's a way. It's a must-win, but if we have playoff aspirations, and we could do with the 3 points and the win on Tuesday night.
Yeah. I think it's a really big game. Oh, Blackpool Bible is here. Do you follow the Blackpool Bible on Instagram? They're on Instagram.
I'm not really on Instagram.
No, I don't use Instagram as much as Twitter. In fact, I wish Blackpool Bible, while you're here, get yourself on Twitter, and then I can follow you more. Because Instagram, I don't know what I'm doing with Instagram half the time. It's the most complicated thing. I don't know. Twitter is just kind of so straightforward, but Instagram, it's just
We're traditionalists, like.
yeah. It's one for the kids, obviously. I mean, my younger, well, both of my boys follow Blackpool Bible religiously. They're really good. If you follow him on Twitter, he's always got some inside news and everything. He's brilliant. He's actually talking to Moritz there, saying Maxwell should lose his spot. He's made a ridiculous amount of saves early on. You've got to be on the wind up. Got to be on that. He's got to be one of the best keepers we've ever had at Bloomfield Road. His positional sense. I mean, Maxwell, he pulled a couple of good saves off as well. He did that diving one, didn't he, to his left in the second half, where it looked like he was coming in. And then there's another shot from Pigott one that actually was right at him, but that's how he is. He gets in those spots to make it look easy. It was do you remember? It was like he back to goal, Pigott, and he spun and turned and shot. It was a great attempt, but it was just Maxwell was there to get it. He's such a good goalkeeper. Really,
Maxwell as well. He's Maxwell's third in the division at the minute for the most clean sheets. So that just shows how much of a good goalkeeper he is.
Yeah, and also his assist for the Jerry Yates wonder goal where he threw it, In fact, that's what I can't believe. He threw that ball to Jerry Yates in that game, and he threw it over he actually threw it past the halfway line, and then it carried on, and Yates picked it up probably about 25 yards out from goal, didn't he? The ball carried on running, and yet he takes a bloody goal kick on yesterday. It doesn't even make the halfway line. It was just, I just don't know how he did it. I still don't get how he shanked it out left, because he just doesn't normally do that sort of thing. Stephen Cram is here. Hello, Stephen. He says, fair play to Wimbledon to get a point. In regard to Blackpool, try and close games out in any game. You can't take it for granted. Well, we've been saying that earlier, haven't we? That it's just that game management at the end that we seem to have lost since we lost Gary Medine. Medine's brilliant at it, isn't he? Just running that clock down. And you got 4 minutes of injury time.
We just need to learn how to see the game out when Medine's not playing.
Yeah. I mean, we're 1-0 up, 4 minutes to go, 2 minutes, 3 minutes to go, 2 minutes to go. We should have it down that far end, and it's we just shouldn't give them a chance to score really if you do things the right way. Stephen Roberts says, I think Critch will be with us for a while. I see no reason why he can't be, but we need to work the ball through the middle more, as we went through CJ too often yesterday. Mix it up more. What do you think about that? Did we go through CJ too much yesterday, do you think? Using him too much?
I won't say too much. I know he does. He's got pace and he can beat players, and he does tend to go down that way a little bit. I don't think it may be as much as what it did with Feeney and Nangeli the season before, but yeah, I could possibly see where he's coming from, but no, not for me.
The difference, though, with obviously we were talking about Feeney and Nangeli, is Feeney just put some wicked. I mean, his crosses into the box were great. Nangeli was just so good in the air, wasn't he? He was, we really haven't got anybody that's as good in the air as Nangeli was. He was phenomenal. I mean, I was with the boys in the South Stand, and Nangeli scored at the far post with a dead easy header. Really easy header, and they weren't really big Nangeli fans, and they were saying, "Oh, well, he just gets like tap-ins. It's just dead easy." And I said, "It's not that easy. If it was that easy to just be there at the right place to head one in on the line from across, we'd be scoring all the time." And you've seen it. Those goals are hard to get, and it's a player like Nangeli who just has the ability to shake off his defender and be in the right spot and know where that ball's coming. It's not an easy thing. It's an art, and I was trying to explain to them when they were saying he wasn't a good striker that he was because if you can make goals, tap-ins all the time, you're a good striker. You know what I mean? Good strikers get tap-in goals. That's it. They get tap-ins because they're in the right place. They know where to be.
Yeah, when Angelo tried to run with the ball, it's like, oh my God, what are you doing? But when exactly what you said, when he came to being in the right place at the right time for the cross, he was fantastic. I mean, he's even doing it for Hearts now.
Yeah, no, he's
So it
superb.
shows what a good player he is.
And we miss him. It's a shame we just couldn't have picked him back up, really, isn't it? When he was coming back, to lose him to Hearts, really, surely, for God's sake, it'd have been better coming back here. But never mind. Mike Fox is here. He says, "What players should I look out for the Milton Keynes game?" I take it you're a Dons fan. Who will we say should watch out for? Well, I'm sure we both agree. CJ.
None of them. They're all awful. They're all awful.
Yeah, they're all crap. Yeah, I'll move on from that. We're not giving any clues, Mike. That's it. You just have to find out. Well, I'm sure he can't affect it anyway, but certainly CJ Hamilton.
Good luck for trying, but no.
Yeah. Our biggest threats are obviously Jerry Yates, CJ Hamilton, this young kid from Everton, Ellie Sims, can be a handful. In midfield, probably I actually like Dougal better than Stewart, to be honest. If I'm really being honest, I do like Kenny Dougal. Those are your danger men.
Jane likes Kenny Dougal, doesn't she?
Yeah, she loves Kenny Dougal. Yeah, I think he was the difference. I think when he came in, he made the difference to Blackpool. Jason Kinsella says that Medina is hopefully back on Tuesday. Yeah, let's hope so.
Fingers crossed.
Stephen Woolley says, play the players in the position they are used to playing in. Who will be played out of position on yesterday? Was there anybody out of position, would you say? Mitchell down the left, Hamilton on the right, Stewart and Virtue in the middle. Husband back in at left, wasn't he?
I'm interested to see which player he means.
I think we look better with that Gabriel in, to be honest. I think he's a great player. I don't know why he dropped him, to be honest. Don't think. Yeah. I mean, the commentators were saying that Ollie Turton had a good game, which he probably did.
It's just squad rotation, keep them fresh.
I just think with Gabriel, he has that ability to bring the ball out of defence because he's so quick, isn't he? With him in defence, we might well have got out of defence a few more times than we did, but who knows?
I like Turton, but Gabriel is a championship player for me. He's fantastic.
I think so as well, yeah. Stephen Roberts says, even if Medine back on Tuesday, which I doubt he will be. He reckons he's 3 or 4 games from being match fit, so maybe on for the last 20 for Sims. That would be okay if you just brought him on for 20 minutes to hold the ball up. We'd have had Medine on for 20 minutes yesterday. We might not have lost.
Yeah. If we're winning 1-0, bring him on for the last couple of minutes.
Yeah, to waste time, if nothing else. Blackpool Bible, for such a small guy in comparison to other keepers like Sam Walker, he pulls off some excellent saves. His distribution is second to none. 2 assists already this season. Yeah, but I think that's just purely because of his awareness during the game, and his positional sense is phenomenal. He's so often in the right place at the right time, and I think he was only caught by the goal because he was in the right place. He just didn't see the deflection coming, did he? He would have been on that ball if it hadn't got deflected. I think he would have done all right. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree.
I think we're all agreed Blackpool Bible is a great keeper. Right, Jason Kinsella says, if we had drawn at Pompey and Charlton and won the last 2 home games, no one would be moaning. I kind of get the thinking behind that, but the problem is we didn't draw at Pompey and Charlton. We beat them. 2 games that you were probably thinking I'd take a draw, weren't you, before the game? I'd maybe take a draw. I thought we could beat Charlton, if I'm being honest, because I thought they were on a bad run. But I just think if you want to get promotion, if you want to get in the playoffs, you've just got to win your own games, haven't you? Win your own games. Yeah. So no, we probably wouldn't be long.
Saying to you before that we're unbeaten at home since October, but I think that we play a lot better away from home than we do at home.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Oh, Mike Fox is back. No, he meant what players for Milton Keynes Dons should I look out for? I haven't got a clue. Have you got a clue on any Milton Keynes Dons? It's not a team I've not even had a look at the. I haven't had a look at the mic, so I can't. Maybe somebody in the comments can let us know who we need to look at. Oh, blooming heck. Liverpool are losing to Fulham, are they? 1-0. There we are, half time. That's a They've gone Liverpool, aren't they? Not the team they were last year.
They'll be looking for.
Stephen Cram says,
shows you what.
Sorry,
I was just going to say it shows you what happens when you get a lot of injuries in your team. Ends up like Liverpool.
Yeah, it has affected them, hasn't it? Really. Stephen Cram says his favourite Wimbledon game was when they beat Liverpool in the 1988 FA Cup final. Bobby Gould was a great manager, and Laurie Sanchez a hero on the day. Absolutely. But I remember him being a manager of somebody and coming to Bloomfield. Oh, Laurie Sanchez, I remember that. They were that was like the days of the crazy gang when when Wimbledon beat Liverpool. It was with Vinnie Jones and Dennis Wise.
I can't really comment on that. I was only 3.
Yeah. Cheers. I remember it well. Moving on. Blackpool Bible says Scotty Fraser, top player. We will link with him in the summer. It's exactly what we need. A number 10 who can create and score down the middle. He will cause us problems 100%. So there you are. There's your answer. Look out for Scotty Fraser. You heard it first from Blackpool Bible, the number 1 Instagram channel for Blackpool news.
I was saying to Lee before, a couple of the games I've noticed now is there's a lot of area, a lot of free area around the number 10 position on the pitch when we're playing. We brought in Elliot Embleton, who's an attacking midfield player who could possibly play in that position. But Elliot doesn't put anyone in that area. I feel that if he did, we could get quite a few goals from that area on the pitch.
That's a good point, actually. I will look out for that, Freddie, because it's not something I've really picked up on. But if you're picking up on that, then maybe we're not filling that hole, are we? And I agree with you. I like the look of this Embleton, if I'm being honest. Every time he comes on, he looks a good player, doesn't he? He's big, stocky lad, isn't he? He does like to get a shot off, and he's big and strong. He's kind of square almost, isn't he? He's that wide. But I don't know. We're not using him, are we? But then again, we brought him on for the last 10 minutes, and he didn't do anything. He didn't do what I was hoping he would do. Actually, when he came on, I thought he would get hold of the ball and be difficult to get the ball off. But
but to do anything in 10 minutes, it doesn't give you.
I know.
It doesn't give you a lot of time to do anything on the game.
Totally agree with you. Maybe it was just too late for him to have an impact.
Yeah.
Should we have made all those substitutions? Should we have made so many substitutions towards the end? Do you think it was good to take so many off like he did? And should he not have just stuck with what he got because they were doing all right?
Yeah, it confused me a little bit because I watched Critchley's post-match review, and he actually says that the best form of defence is attack. But if you look at his actual substitutions that he brought on, has he not brought on? He's not made us more defensive. So he kind of contradicts himself a little bit there in what he says in his substitutions.
Yeah, because who did he bring on? He brought Kenny Dougal on. He brought Elliot Embleton on. Took Sims off. Took CJ Hamilton off. Garbett came on. Yeah, so that was another defender going on. So he certainly wasn't going for attack, was he? He was going to shut up shop. It looked like that to me.
Yeah.
Stephen Cram says
a little bit there.
Confusing me as well because I thought it was very defensive. Stephen Cram said Barnsley won 7 games on the trot, and a run for the Blackpool is not impossible at this stage of the season. There's still a long way to go. Yes, there is. It's not over yet, and those people that are saying it's over, you can't say it's over yet. We've got to keep a little bit of faith, haven't we, Freddie? Do you reckon?
Yeah.
Keep faith.
Yeah. George Michael, you're gonna have faith.
Yeah. Stephen Roberts says, we'll just take a last few comments and then we're going to get off because we've done an hour. And Stephen Roberts is saying, I can see Stevie G in at Liverpool by the start of next season. Do you think Stevie G will get rid of Klopp?
I think so. It's always going to be Steven Gerrard's job. It's just about taking it at the right time. If you look at what Frank Lampard did, really well. Did really well in the Champions. Went to Chelsea far too early. So I think it's just a matter of time before Steven Gerrard ends up at Liverpool.
Stephen Woolley says, I've just looked at the MK Dons team and there is no player that does not stand out to trouble our players. Well, you probably could have said the same thing about Wimbledon, apart from Piggott, couldn't you? Everybody said that Piggott was the one to watch. And of course, he was the one to watch, wasn't he? I thought he looked a really good player, that Piggott. In fact, I wish we had him, to be honest. He looked just the kind of player you need. He was hard to get off, it was hard to get the ball off him on it. He was dangerous. He scored a goal disallowed. He had that wonderful turn in the box back to goal and could have been a goal. He just was he was the focal point, wasn't he, really, of Wimbledon? And
I think Wimbledon will get relegated this year, and I think that's a player that we should be in for in the summer. We should try and sign Piggott. I think it'd be a fantastic addition to the Blackpool squad.
Yeah, I was happy to see that Hennigan didn't come on, actually, because I thought he'd come on. We'll never, he'll have a wonder game against us, but he didn't come on, did he, Hennigan? I mean, they went very. I think they had 4 forwards on in the end, didn't they? I think Chrissy mentioned this in the Crew game, that when you're 1-0 down, you just, you have the ability to just throw the kitchen sink at it for the last 10 minutes because you're just going for a goal. It doesn't matter if you let one in or whatever. And they went to 3 at the back, didn't they? And, they sacrificed to go all out attack, and it just came off for them. Sheer weight of numbers, I think, just did us at the end. We just didn't count. I think that's why he brought the defenders on, actually, because you could see they'd gone 3 at the back and they were overloading the front, and I think he brought defenders on to counteract that, but it just didn't work. It just did not work.
Yeah, my uncle actually told me that the new manager at Wimbledon, he said that they're no longer going to set up for a draw. They're going to attack teams, and that's exactly what they did yesterday, especially towards the end.
Yeah, they did. It was disappointed. I'm sure everybody watching this, as you are, Freddie, we're all a bit disappointed yesterday because it did look good at the start. I saw them, like I say, at the start. I saw the lineups. I thought, blooming heck, Blackpool going to be amazing today. What a forward line! They won't be able to. This defense won't be able to cope with us, and But we nearly did it, didn't we? We just, I don't know, 1 minute away from. You can't. We kind of brought it on ourselves because we just went so defensive, but what can you say to that deflected goal? At the end of the day, we lost to just a wicked deflection, and on the balance of play, AFC Wimbledon deserved a point, didn't they? Would you say? At the end of the day, they deserved a point for what they did. Or does nobody deserve a point? What's this? So Ryan Dunbar says, "Am I seeing the logo in the top left? Right, it's Twitch. Yeah, this is. Thanks for noticing it. Nobody else, but yeah, there's a little Twitch thing up there, so you can now follow us on Twitch, and this is actually streaming on Twitch as we speak. So this is going out to Facebook, and it's going out to YouTube, and it's going out to Twitch all at the same time. So we're developing better techers on Lee Charles TV. Onwards and upwards we go. That's it. I think there's no more comments. People are now talking about Liverpool and Stevie G. I'm not really bothered about Liverpool and Stevie G, if I'm being honest. So thank you very much. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much to Freddie. An epic debut on the channel. I've said before, if anybody else wants to come and join us and has things that, if they can talk about Blackpool and they're opinionated, just you can follow me on Twitter, direct message me and let me know if you would like to be on with me and Freddie. And if we can get 4 all together, that would be great, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it'd be fantastic. Different perspectives.
Yeah, different perspective. It's always good. We won't always agree on everything, and we won't always agree with you, and you won't always agree with us. We all sort of want to be managers sometimes, but I just felt very deflated last night, and I was a bit upset that we didn't win it. We'll finish on that. Neil Michaels, yes, Neil Michaels, totally agree. Got to get some form back before the Cods on the 13th of March. Yes, we do. It's not the biggest derby in the world, but it's a game we don't want to lose, is it, Freddie?
Yeah, but he's keeping us quiet.
We do. He's already giving me hell because they won this today and we conceded another late goal. So he's been at me like a blooming little barking dog around my ankles. He's straight away in there with it. He's a nightmare. I don't give him much stick either, but he don't know I've loved to sock it to me. So anyway, thanks for watching.
I give him a bit of answer.
You give him some stick, do you?
I give him a bit of banter, yeah. Yeah, it's funny.
Oh, good for you. Good for you. I tend to be quite, easy on him. But thank you very much, everyone, for watching. We'll be doing another one of these on after the Milton Keynes Don game. I'm back with the FBP on Monday for the Football Vloggers podcast, which is 8:00. And we'll be back for the Milton Keynes Dons game. And hopefully we get 3 points. Thank you very much to Freddie. You've done really well. It's been a pleasure having you on. Make sure also you can see there that he's on Twitter at Abraham Frederick. So follow him on Twitter and then we can get him more followers. And then obviously he can spread the word about the show and everything else. And it all helps. It all helps us grow. And make sure, like it says in that little corner, give the video a like if you've enjoyed it today. But thanks for watching and we'll see you next time. Bye, everyone. Bye, Freddie.
Bye.